Hello, this is Yezan, and in this video, I'm just going to show you quickly how to tackle the assignment for Workshop 2 in Access. Some of you, maybe, this is the first time to use Access, and it's the first exposure and so on. So some students ask me many questions about this assignment, and I thought it'll be a good idea to have a video, quick video that shows you how to tackle this assignment. So first of all, you need to open the database. So if you go to the student files page, you will find all the files that you need for this exercise. You would need the gift shop access database. You need the product Excel sheets and the customers Excel sheet. So this is the gift shop. I'm just going to double click on that access database. And as you guys always used to, oh, I guess I saved over it when, no worries. So I'm just gonna delete those tables. Yes, and yes, product, and I'm gonna delete this. Yes, and I just want to make sure there's no relationship here. What happened is, previously I did a demonstration using this file, so obviously there was already some stuff saved because I did not, do a save as and did not do it the way I supposed to do it. So I'm just gonna delete everything. Clear layout. Yes, I want to clear it. Okay, I'm gonna close it. Yes. All right. So when you first open this file, like when you download it, okay. So here you go. When you go to Pages, and when you scroll down to the Workshop 2 page, down here, you can see that I left you a link to find all the student files. And when you go to the student files, if you scroll down, you find all the access files that you need. So, the first three letters for which module. So we're in Module 1, Workshop 2, and this is the gift shop database. I'm just going to download it because this will be a new file. I'm just reopening the same database, really. I'm going to close the previous one, just not to confuse you. So I'm staying on this one. The security, of course, you enable content, and then you should see only two tables over here, table purchase and table purchase line. What you're supposed to do in this assignment is to import two Excel files. One of them, you're going to import the Excel file and let the wizard create the table for you. The second one, you will create a table, and then you will import Excel file and append it to that existing table. So the first part will be, of course, you go and save as this file, and you add your last name and first name. So I'm just gonna put it here on my desktop, and I would say right. So now you saved it as. The first part is to go to the external data tab, and within the important link group, you just click on Excel. You need to, of course, locate where those files are at, the Excel files. So make sure also to download those two Excel files. So what you need over here is products. I'm going to download this one. And there's another file, which is customers. So you need customers and products for this assignment. Go to my database. All right. So the first part would be to import the products table. So I'm just going to go here and see where my downloads at. So I have products Excel. And the first part will be to import that Excel file and create a table for you, or make the wizard create that table for you. So we would leave it as it is, the default option. And I'll hit OK. So here you have the different columns. And you can you leave it as it is and hit next. You make sure that this is checked. This says the first row contains column headings, so not to consider the first row as a data. Here you leave it as the default. We'll change it later on. And then the default is to let Access create a new column, and that column to be considered as a primary key. Now we want to choose our own primary key because we know that product ID is a unique identifier, and I just make it product ID or leave it as a product ID and hit next. I'll accept that name, which is a TBL product, and hit finish. Once we hit finish, I don't want to save the steps. Close. You have now the table product. If you double click on it, you can see the data are imported here. I'm going to just right click on it and then go to design view. Please make sure that instead of that product ID to be number, of course, the instruction is telling you what changes to make it. So you have to make, for example, the product ID, the field size to be a long integer, product description, the type to be short text, but the size to be 40. So 40. The category to be 15. I mean short text type, and then the size is 15. The quantity in stock, instead of being double, to be integer. Makes sense. Price instead of being number, to be currency. And then the size to be changed to field size to be 10. I mean, of course, we could have changed that in the wizard itself, but I think this one is quite easier, less confusing, and this one to change it to field size 15. This is very important, especially when it comes to the primary key, because when you link primary keys with foreign keys, it has to have the same type and the same size. I'm just going to save this. Yes. And then I will close it. Awesome. The second part is to create your the table customers and then import data from Excel and append it to the existing table. And how would you do that is simply by going to create. And then we want to create a table using the table design. And then the first field would be customer ID. The names of those fields doesn't really matter when it comes to linking foreign keys and primary keys. They don't have to have the same name. But of course, I mean, it will be just more confusing. So really, you want it to put the same name for them. Last name, and the last name should be a short text. And the size should be 25. And then here first name and short text as well, and it should be 20 in the size. I'm just copying these from the instructions. There's a table in the instructions, and that tells you what type to leave and what size. Street address. It should be short text, and we will leave this to be 40. City, short text, of course. State, short text, and zip code, short text, and then resort, hotel, room. I think I made a typo here. So this is city. Size of the city field should be 25 instead of 255. You can see that 255 is the default. The state size of 2. Of course, right here we're using the abbreviation. Zip code is 5. And our resort hotel room should be 6. Okay, so we will just save this one, and then we will leave the name to be TBL, stand for that, we've been talking about it in previous videos, this to refer to that this object is a table, TBL customer, and hit OK. Although primary key, okay, so do you want to create a primary key? No, I don't want to. And I just we go to the customer ID, either right click and choose primary key, or highlight it by clicking on the box next to that field name and just click on primary key within the tools group. So this is our primary key. I'm just gonna close it. Save changes. Yes, I want to save changes. If you double click on table customer, you won't see anything because we really did not enter any value. We just created that table from scratch. So table customer here, and external, I'm going to import external data from an Excel sheet and append it to the existing table customer. So we go to Excel. We locate that file that we want to import the data from, and it's customers. And then we want to append it to the table customer. Hit OK. This is the data. Click on Next. Make sure that the first row is a header. Next, import into table customer, yes. And do you want to save steps? I don't really want to save steps. Head and close, double click on that table customer, you can see those data change. Make sure to change the last name and first name to your first name and last name. So we're going to close it now. So now we have 4 different tables, and now we want to create a relationship between those tables, as we talked before in a previous video, because this is the whole idea of having a relational database, right? The whole idea of having a relational database is to be able to create a relationship between different tables to reduce and eliminate redundancy in data. So we go to create, database tools, and then we create, and within relationships, we click on relationships. And here, what are the tables that you want to add? You either select all of them and add, or select one at a time, or both. You can also, if you had queries, the queries will show up over here. You can add queries as well. And if you want to put both queries and tables, you can click on that. Or you can close this and simply drag each table into that this working window, working area. Right, so we have table customer over here. We have table product, and we have table purchase, and we have table purchase line. I'm just going to put them in a way so when we create a relationship, lines won't cross each other. So we have table customer. Just going to grab table customer ID and throw it on top of table purchase. And then I will enforce referential integrity. As we said, referential integrity, so you can create records in the foreign key. You can't have values in the foreign key that does not have already saved value in the primary key, right? So you won't have orphan records. And then cascade update and cascade delete is that when you update the foreign key, when you update the primary key, it will be reflected in the foreign key and so on. And if you delete the primary key, all the related foreign keys will be deleted as well. The whole idea is not to have you know, any orphan records, which mean records that really doesn't have any related values. So, I mean, you think about it as like, you know, a parent and a child, you know, so a parent will be that primary key and the child will be the foreign key. So I hit create, and now it will create the relationship, and obviously it's a one-to-many relationship, and then drag the purchase ID and drop it over the purchase ID over here. Another way of doing it is that, you know, let's assume like you did it wrong. I mean, you always can go back and edit it. So like if you double click on this, you know, you can edit whatever you did before, and you can see the relationship type over here. Another way of doing it is like, you know, if you can, for example, you know, or show relationships and hide tables and create relationships and so on. So once you created a line, don't worry about it. You can edit it and you can do whatever you want with it. And you can also click on the line itself, and you can see when you click on the line that it highlights it, and you can either edit or delete this relationship. So purchase ID, drop it over purchase ID. I want to enforce referential integrity and create. Right, and then here, table of product, you can see that product ID is the primary key over here, and this is the foreign key over here. Just gonna drag this and put it here, and also enforce referential integrity. Here also you can, you know, change the join properties, or you know, create a new you know, new relationships between two tables. Another way of doing this. And this is left table name, right table name, and so on. And then I'll hit create over here. So you have one too many. So obviously here we create the schema. I mean, we create kind of the base of our database, and this will be used in afterwards in creating forms and reports. So I'm just going to click here and save this relationship. And then within the tools, there is an option to create a relationship report. This is for your own information, just to show that, you know, if you're going to share this with others, this is the relationship or the what people sometimes call the ERD diagram, entity relationship diagram. And then, of course, you can save this, and it will be saved within your reports. Gonna close that. So you can see that by this we created the relationship, we created the report, and so on. I'm just gonna look, give the instructions of the last peek to see if there's anything else we have to do. It asks you to change, you know, to change the report that you created, the report name, and so on. This is, you know, this is really the assignment. I mean, it should not really take more than 10-15 minutes from you. But again, I understand that maybe for you, some of you guys, this is the first time you use Access, and maybe the interfaces might be confusing, but with more and more practice and more exposure, you'll find that this RDBMS is really simple and neat, and can be used to solve many of the business problems that you might face, or even you can use it for personal use to create your own database. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and definitely will be more to come. Thank you so much for watching.